Hey there, folks. Welcome back to Elk Mountain. We're here in late August and got to get some things done around the farm. As you know, the whole goal here in Wyoming is to renovate this farm and upgrade it and hopefully sell it at some point in the future for a profit. So you see here on the trailer, already got the shop to load up this skid steer mower. And what we're going to do today is do a little bit of brush cutting. We have some bushes around the house that just need to be cleaned up. Did not want to use the hay cutting mower. That would just be too hard on the blades. It's not what it's designed for. So we got the skid steer, and so we picked up that mower, about 3,000 bucks. We're going to use it to do a little bit of land clearing today. You see the wagon, they brought it down here to the shop and we're able to get the axles lined back up, welded together, and it appears to be back in functional order. It looks like the tires in the front there may be spaced out a little bit further than they were, but hey, if it rolls, that's what we need. So we'll have to come back and pick that up later on. The guys did tell me they fixed it at no charge for me, so that is very, very good. So it's still early in the morning here, just before 9 a.m. So we're going to run on back to the farm here. A couple of other things we're going to do today. I am going to go by the bank at some point today and go ahead and apply for a loan. If you remember, back when we first got here, tried to get a loan, couldn't because they wanted us to be in the area for at least 6 months. Well, that has happened. So we've been here over 6 months now. And so hopefully I should be able to get a loan. We're going to use that to purchase some equipment and get things moving here around the farm. The other thing we're going to do today is renovate the silo. So I have been talking to a guy who is able to renovate silos. He said this silo here is actually still usable. He's got to add a few parts to it, and it will be functional again. So they're going to add in some piping and grading and stuff for us here along the outside, do a little work inside, and get this silo back into operation so that we can use it for our crops, which we need because the corn is going to be ready any day now. I think it's going to be ready tomorrow based on how it's looking. Been checking it, but the problem is there is rain expected tomorrow, so we'll have to see how that plays out. Not sure if I'll be able to get going on the harvest right away, but either way, we get to it just as soon as we can. The big focus today is getting some of this brush cut out of here and getting that silo renovated. I believe the silo renovation will end up costing right around 5,000 bucks, which I thought was really, really cheap. The reason it's costing so little is because I actually told the guy that he could take this silo down and use it for any parts that he wishes. So they're actually going to tear this one down and salvage it for some parts and materials, and then they're going to add to the other silo and get it back into operation. So that is going to save me quite a bit of money versus buying a brand new silo. We'll get this unstrapped there. We'll go ahead and hop in the JCB. As you can see there, the tomatoes are still blooming and producing and growing, so that is really well. Not making a ton of money off of it, but it's a nice little source of income there that we have that's kind of steady. So we'll run around here and grab this mower off the trailer here with the skid steer. And what we're going to do is we are going to mow down these bushes here, especially along the road. Mainly want to focus on the fence line. And then over there by the greenhouse, there's a lot of brush underneath those trees over there. So we're going to get that taken care of as well. Now this will put down some grass, because there, as you can see, is some grass here along the road. But what we're going to do is just leave it on the ground, let it just go ahead and dry up and decompose there on the yard. I'm not going to worry about trying to bale it up or anything like that. It is just not enough to worry about, and it wouldn't be a good quality hay material anyway, so we're just going to leave it, and in time it should just disappear. Alright, let's get a few more of these bushes around here just to clean up back here behind the house. I believe over time I'll probably hit a lot more areas around the farm. But my biggest goal, like I said, is just clearing up around the house, around the farm, what's kind of visible from the road here. We'll get up here around the grill, chop these up. And we'll get these out here along the road. Hopefully we'll be adding some fencing. Probably do that over the winter while we won't have a whole lot to do. That'll give us some time to do some fence work, and we'll get some things changed up. I have decided to go ahead and change up this driveway. So what we're going to do at some point is we'll take the bucket here and go ahead and scrape off all of this gravel. We'll probably just load it up and take it off somewhere. I believe we can sell the gravel around the area, and then we're just going to redo the driveway and change things up a bit here as we progress through this year. So as you can see here, this is not going to take very long at all. There's not a whole lot of bushes out here. I just wanted to get it cleaned up. Hopefully these things won't grow back too soon. We'll get it cleaned up so that when we get the fencing brought in and ready to be placed, that they are out of the way. This cattle gap down here, probably going to go ahead and remove it as well. We don't need it right now, and this is not the best location for it. We're not running animals on this farm, and if we do, I imagine we're going to have them in a separate pen, so we will go ahead and remove that at some point in the future as well. Alright, so we are at the end of the property here. You see the property stake So I'm gonna go ahead and turn back around. I'm gonna head back down to the farm. I'm gonna go ahead and knock some of these bushes down along the way. I wonder if it's strong enough to take out this tree. Nope, it is not. Let's see if we can get up here on top of it. Nope, it will not chop that down. Well, that's okay. It is not intended to do that. We'll go ahead and get the rest of these bushes that are left along this pass here and get it cleaned up. Then we'll start working out around under those trees beside the little garden area. Well, I just got a call from the guy coming to do the retrofit on the silo, and he said he is on his way and asked me to make sure there was nothing around it, make sure the area was clear. Well, I forgot that I had put the baler and the trailer down there, so I'm going to run down there real quick and get that pulled out of the way. That way it's cleared out and he can do what he needs to do around the silo. So I'm really excited about getting the silo in. That's going to really help out with storing the grain. We won't have to transport it as far as we did when we had to sell it off of the field, and then it also gives me the opportunity to hold on to it till the price is just right. So really excited and really pleased with the price too. So that also clean up around back behind the existing barn that we have on the property, and just help make things look a little nicer. I don't like having things around the farm if they're not being used, so I like to keep it clean and have all of the items on the farm as functional. Matter of fact, you know what, I'm just going to leave the tractor down here. I'll just walk back to the house and I get back on the skid steer, and hopefully we'll have this silo up in operation really soon. Well, alright, we're back down here at the farm, back in the skid steer, and as you can see, some of the bushes around this area are quite large, but this skid steer knocks them out really easily. And this already looks so much better. Cleaning this up and clearing it out, this is really going to change the look of the farm. And I think too, when we change up the fence and driveway, really going to make things look a lot nicer and have a little bit more curb appeal. And this skid steer mower here is making very short work of these bushes, so this is not taking up very much time. So hopefully we'll be able to get a lot more done today. The other thing I want to do is, once we get the loan secured, I want to go ahead and try and find a harvester. We need to go ahead and purchase our own harvester and have it on hand. The dealer does have several used models down there that I'm interested in. Looks like one of the better options they have is a John Deere 660, and it already has a corn header, a foldable corn header already as part of the package. Price is pretty good on it, depending on what kind of loan we can get. Maybe able to afford something like that, so we'll have to see. I do want to potentially look at a larger tractor. We're also going to need a plow and maybe another trailer of some sort, or another way to haul this grain. Maybe a little bit bigger trailer to make less trips. Because I know with this corn we're going to have quite a bit more quantity than we did with the barley, so that could get really cumbersome trying to make all those trips down to wherever we end up having to sell it. So Now, a couple things we need to look at once we get the loan, or if we get the loan. Hopefully we will. I don't know how much we can get one for, but hopefully we'll find that out today and be able to make some decisions. Well, I have got all of the mowing I'm going to do today done, and we'll take a look at that here in just a moment. But I realized too, I need to clean the equipment out from around this silo so that they can get in here and work on it, taking it down. So let me move this out of the way here really quickly. I may start looking at selling some of this stuff. I don't know if I need the log grapples anymore. Some of this stuff I may be able to get rid of. Certainly don't need the bell spheres right now with the small bells we're using. Last thing we have here is the bucket. And it looks like I'm gonna have to go get the tractor and bring it back down here because of the mulcher that we have set up here beside the silo. Alright, well, let me go ahead and head down that way. I'm going to take a little jog here, but before I go and grab the tractor, take a look. Doesn't that look so much better? There's none of that brush that's grown up. It looks cleaned up. I feel like the look of this farm is going to change quite a bit by the time we're done with it. So hopefully it'll end up selling for a really nice profit. All right, we got the mulcher hooked up here. I went ahead and sprayed it off since it had not been cleaned off yet, and got it pulled away from the old silo there. So that is all cleaned out. They should be able to get around there and disassemble it and get it taken out. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hop in the truck and head on into town, swing by the bank, and see if we can't get a loan. Really need to get a loan in order to buy a harvester for the corn harvest coming up. My what? She'll kill me if I leave the trailer there. Let me pull this thing around over here. There we go. That's a little better. So we're going to go see if we can get a loan. And then, if so, swing by the dealership and go ahead and spend it. Well, not all of it, but most all of it. Well, I've spent some money. I was able to get a $250,000 loan from the bank, which was quite a bit higher than I thought I could get. So we've come down to the shop and picked out a few things. Ended up going with the John Deere 690 that they had here. It had the folding corn header here already on the front. Now this will run at about 6 miles an hour. They did have a John Deere header over there that we could have picked up, but this was kind of a package deal, so we went with this, and that was $175,000. It is used. And then they had this John Deere 8760. Now this thing is an older machine, pretty used, so it was $18,800, 300 horsepower. So that is a game changer here for the farm. Really up the horsepower. And then we also picked up this John Deere 670 disc. It's a heavy disc here. It should handle most of our field work, plowing, cultivating, everything like that. So it should work out good for us. And it was $22,000. So I'm sitting right under $90,000, 89,000 and some change. So the shop needs to run through all of this equipment. They've got to, I went ahead and asked them to work it over, make sure everything is good to go on it. So I am anticipating some repair costs to get these up into a top-notch condition. but we'll just go ahead and pay that, and then that way we'll have some good equipment running into this harvest and the next tillage season. So I do have the cart hooked up here, and we're going to go ahead and take that back down to the farm. They did get that fixed up for us, so glad to have it back and available to use. From what I understand, they're done with the silo, so let's go on down there and take a look at it. All right, we are almost down here to the silo here. Let me get back on the road. And look at that. Looks like they did a great job there. They did, looks like they did have to scrape up the dirt around here. But check that out. We have a silo now. Nice new grate they put in. A little bit of cement work around it. They had to dig out underneath that, and so it looks like they had to spread the dirt around here. Leveled it out. Got a nice auger cut into the side of the silo. They even put a, looks like a cabling brace up there, and so that looks really nice. That is a great addition to the farm. So let's go on down here and check out the other silo and see if they were able to get that removed. I'm very excited about getting this corn harvested. I can't wait to see what that brings in. I'm excited about some profits here. Trying to get this farm looking the best it can look. Boom, it's gone. That is, wow, that looks way different. Really cleaned it up behind the barn here. Do have a little bit of dirt here, mound of dirt. May get the skid steer and try to just level that out. Actually, might be able to take some more of this down here and smooth and taper this out just a bit more. Let's see what we can do. Don't want to tackle too much right now. I do have the harvest coming up with the corn, so that's okay. It's not in the way, and having that silo gone is a big help. Well, I'm going to go ahead and clean up around the yard here, get some things organized, and then hopefully the dealership is got my new equipment repaired up and I can get that down to the farm this afternoon. Hope the rain holds off or either blows on through so we can get the corn harvested tomorrow. So I appreciate you watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, please be sure to give the video a thumbs up, and if you're not a subscriber, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I'd certainly appreciate that. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a blessed day.